know like a lot of the extras when it came to Game Boy in that era, it was always like you had to go to a Blockbuster, but there were never Blockbusters in my area, so I missed out on so much stuff. I'm glad they're shut down. What's up, Fruit Lab, YouTube, wherever you are, whoever you are. Just in case you are watching this on YouTube, I just want to take a second of your time and let you know that you could be watching it on Fruit Lab, and that would help me actually earn a little bit on the video. And if you get signed up, you can actually earn by watching and posting your own gaming clips. And if you're already watching on Fruit Lab, then you already know. It's your boy, Philatimus Klipinzowski, back again. You know what the video is from the title and the thumbnail, but it doesn't feel official until it's said out loud, so we are back again for a weekly review of r/gaming over on Reddit. And let's just jump right into it. Okay, so top of the week. I love the way the developers have found a way that we don't have to look at a mini-map all the time to find our way on the roads, because fake road signs pop up to show the way. And Mafia Definitive Edition. What do they mean exactly? Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, I've never played Mafia Definitive Edition or any Mafia game. That's a clever way of doing it. Just looking at like the time period this is set in and the age of everything, it looked kind of strange if they had what Need for Speed uses with all like the flashing arrows and stuff that pop up, fake barriers and things like that, but it would be interesting. Sorry, Todd, I don't believe you anymore. See that mountain? You can climb it. 16 times the detail. Starfield will have over 1,000 planets you can explore. I did see a take on this. People were saying that the planets that you can visit, there's probably like a small handful of planets that are like fully fleshed out and detailed. The rest would be maybe procedurally generated or kind of feel that way, and they're just there so you can go and get resources pretty easily. So nothing crazy. It's hard not to compare this with No Man's Sky and all of the things that were promised that still aren't true about it, as much as they've actually done to make that a better game since launch. I mean, at the end of the day, do you need thousands of planets you'll never have time to explore before you move on to the next game? That, you know, all aside from the die-hard players. Like, if those people exist for Starfield in 5 years after release, that's probably the mark of how good of a game it was. Starfield got me like No Man's Sky. Yeah, fair enough. If you've played Outer Worlds, you probably got a little bit of a taste, because I think it's made by Obsidian, and there's something weird, like all the people from Obsidian came from Bethesda, something like that. The people who originally made a lot of the Bethesda games was Obsidian, so you've got a Skyrim and Fallout feel when it comes to those menus and everything in Outer Worlds. So it's kind of like experiencing a space version of that. It's just that I don't think like this flight combat and going to visit planets, none of that exists in there. So if this game pulls it off, that's going to be pretty cool. You can't keep getting away with this. Skyrim versus Starfield. Was this from the trailer for Starfield, I guess? I have no idea where these two random screenshots came from, for that matter, but just means that it's a popular shot to get that sweeping by the spire of a building to see the city in the background. I'm sure if you watched every Assassin's Creed trailer, you could probably see the same thing. Players can begin their journey in Starfield from a comfortable pre-built home on a peaceful planet, as long as they don't mind going into debt with the bank. Maybe I should actually read up on the details of this game before I start talking about it, because yeah, that seems like the suggestion of pre-built planets or pre-built homes. It sounds like a cool option, maybe if you're a more casual player. I don't know though. We're so lacking in details on this game that I don't know how that fits in. Snap this pic in Forbidden West. I don't know if you know anything about crust punks, but there's a select few trusty fundies who go the crust route, and we used to call them trust punks. I don't know where that's going. 22 and a half years of game reviews, average Metacritic data, all consoles, past 22 years. So the critic scores have gone up and the average user scores have gone down. They were so close in 2010. The truth is usually somewhere in the middle. It's not usually as bad as these crusades by users end up being. and the critics definitely do hype up some trash sometimes. But I thought Metacritic kind of averaged both of those out, so maybe it's the perfect medium. And it's weird that the average score goes down because it seems like even though we're seeing more and more and more games coming out these days, the bottom line has been raised in overall game quality. Then again, maybe just the vast majority of games that are available coming out on console all the time, like indie games, and then things on Steam, if that is put into this equation, then I can understand where like a ton of terrible scores are going to drag everything down from just the sheer crap that people are putting out. If this chart were adjusted only for AAA games or games with like $1 million development plus, or I don't know, or only games that have had like more than 1 million downloads or something like that, maybe that'd be a more fair way. I don't really know what's behind these numbers the way they are though. Here's average critic score by console. So they dipped quite a bit. What in the world happened here with Nintendo? I guess the Wii U at around that point, 2008? Wii, probably. I mean, there's also a dip there with user scores for Nintendo around the 2007 mark as well, in a recovery. New Bethesda game, likely a masterpiece coming. Where are you going? We're going to buy a game from a company that has let us down, in the hopes that this time they won't let us down. But if they do, we will rant until next year when they do it again. Carry on. What company has never let you down though? Because I don't think Skyrim or Fallout 4 are seen as like failures. ESO was just kind of annoying to some people who wanted Elder Scrolls 6, just pumped right out. And Fallout 76, yeah, big oof. And if you can stop being hypercritical of everything all the time, you'll probably enjoy it more. I think Starfield will be okay. I think it will be pretty damn good, actually. Day one bugs, the usual Bethesda glitches, probably. But I don't know, because I'm somebody who played Cyberpunk 2077 on a base model PS4 as soon as it launched to completion. Maybe I just have a higher tolerance for bullshit. Starfield confirmed to have the same stiff facial animations as Oblivion and Skyrim. Is there more to go on than this one clip from an early build of the game that's not scheduled to come out until next year to base that on? Or maybe this is more of a joke, I don't know. 30 seconds of Heaven for a Little Gamer, Video Power 92. Oh, okay, I remember game shows like, I don't think we need the commentary, Supermarket Sweep or something like that, and Nickelodeon always did a thing. Toys R Us, maybe they could run through Toys R Us, but they got like a shopping cart and you fill everything you wanted up. They could run by the bikes and just take like a big tag off of it. I don't know who was watching that and not getting hyped. That's an era of hair that I think we all need to forget. Video games don't teach you anything. Final Fantasy Tactics, maybe? 97 version. Yeah, haha. So much for God's miracle. Governments falsify history only so it favors them. But you can't blame them because people always hoped for a miracle. Endlessly complaining, lazy nuisances. That's what the masses really are. Governments might well have taken advantage of their insecurity. But then again, people are satisfied being used. I want to think about this in applying it to gaming for a second, and what I said a moment ago about being hypercritical all of the time. If that is the case, then who is it that's taking advantage of your insecurity? Now that the video gaming industry is worth billions of dollars per year, the sentiment has changed from them being like toys. Where there's controversy, there's profit. Who's making the profit from the controversy? Or maybe games just suck these days. The ugly truth, as graphics continue to improve, we start to have diminishing returns as far as overall visual improvement is concerned. 2 console generations, 15 years. 2 console generations, 10 years. Okay, but this is on what, like 720p? And this is possibly done in 4K? When you scale it down to a tiny image, then it's not going to matter, of course, but there's a lot more to take into consideration, like frame rate and everything else. But there is a concept, something plateau, like Milgram's plateau or something. Okay, Moore's law, that's what it was. The idea is basically as technology increases, it will slowly plateau. It will get less and less improvement, and so we're basically flatlined. But you wait for some sort of breakthrough technology to come through, and then we go zooming up again. Like every time people have tried to say that technology is as good as it's ever going to get, no, wrong. It's just that you don't know what it's going to be like. You don't know what that breakthrough is going to be. People were saying that in like 1911 or something, but people had no idea what the transistor alone was going to do to the world. Anyway, I'm supposed to be looking at gaming memes. The graphical jump from Resident Evil 4 OG to remake is insane. 4 console generations, 25 years. It seems like some art choices being made, not just supposed to be a one-to-one re-rendering of it or something. People who like Todd Howard, people who hate Todd Howard, making fun of Todd Howard. I feel pretty neutral about the guy, so it's hard to see, but I actually live in that house back there. Oh no, I have waited for so long. Surely that's just an image on the watch, I don't know. More Starfield gameplay leaked. I used to be a space explorer like you, until I took a laser to the knee. I thought people were trying to say that it's too similar to No Man's Sky, not Skyrim. I am interested to see what kind of Easter eggs will be in there. References to Skyrim and Fallout. Someone donated Cubivore, one of the rarest GameCube games of all time, to the thrift store I work at. Got to take it home and play it for a night. You didn't get to keep it though? Cubivore Survival of the Fittest. I've actually not even heard of it. Looks like the thrift store itself is going to put it up on eBay for an auction. Good eye for spotting that and knowing what it was. If I passed by that looking for collectible games a dozen times, I wouldn't even know it. Never thought I'd see the day. Man, we are winning all over. Now, the only PS5s I've actually seen in stock anywhere were at GameStop, and they were doing just some shady shit, of course. It's GameStop. Only selling in bundles for like $800 or $900. Couldn't just buy the console itself. But the Xbox One S, I think, if that's, I don't know. The lower of the two Xbox consoles, that's been popping up around stores. And then Best Buy has been getting a load of graphics cards. There's like everything from 3060s to, well, 2060s to 3090s on the shelf at Best Buy when I was there. I was able to actually grab my 3070 after all this time. I let my buddy know as soon as they restocked, he was able to get one as well. Those were at MSRP, so it actually felt pretty damn good. Playing single-player games because you enjoy the story? Nah. Playing single-player games because you have no friends to play multiplayer games with? Ah, yeah. Sometimes it's a little bit of both. Yeah, definitely. Like, I don't have anybody to play Call of Duty with because nobody plays Call of Duty, apparently, for the past, like, 2 rounds. High hopes of this next one, some people returning to it. Halo Infinite, on the other hand, best thing they did was go free to play so that, you know, there's no barriers. The certificate of completion Game Boy printer printed out when you completed your Pokédex. That's pretty cool. I know like a lot of the extras when it came to Game Boy in that era, is always like you had to go to a Blockbuster, but there were never Blockbusters in my area. There's like smaller chains and family-run video stores, so I missed out on so much stuff. I'm glad they're shut down. Diablo Immortal is currently sitting at 0.2 out of 10 on Metacritic. Lowest ever? I wonder why. Oh, it's risen to a 0.3, and what are the reasons? Paywall, 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 pay-to-win, paywall. This helpful review. Like, it's bad, but do you think that this protest is how you get something to change? No, just don't spend money on the game. Review bombing's not going to do anything for anyone. People are vocal enough that they know they've messed up. They know it, and I'm quite sure some change is going to come out of that. All you're doing here is temporarily turning a game that should be probably around a 60, maybe even a 50 if it's that bad for everybody, into a 0.3 and turning a lot of people away who could otherwise be perfectly entertained by a game that does obviously have some pay-to-win elements currently. Of course, you don't have to be the most powerful user in a video game. It's okay if you don't have the best of the best armor. Now, I don't know that you should be able to pay $100,000 and have the best armor. I mean, I'm not defending what they've done in the game, but it's not a 0 score or as close as you can get it to 0. Endlessly complaining lazy nuisances, that's what the masses really are. Not the best game out there, but I really enjoy the Titanfall series. Just wanted to share a limited edition statue. When I very first saw the thumbnail for this, I thought this was going to be something that somebody modeled themselves. Still really cool either way. And man, I loved Titanfall. I hate that EA botched the release, and I still feel like that game has a lot to offer. And obviously Apex Legends is huge, so why not come out with Titanfall 3, piggyback off of Apex Legends, and get some people over there. Sealed mint condition for $1.50 at a yard sale. Super Mario Bros. 2 for the NES. There's no way. That is way too lucky. Nobody has that kind of luck. I thought my $5 PS4 was a good find. That said, I have been looking into heat shrink wrapping for unrelated reasons over the past few weeks, and it would be possible to make a fake pretty easily. Not saying it is, no idea, but it could be. Game Pass users, people warning everyone not to pre-order Starfield. Do we look like we need your advice? That's how it feels. Having Game Pass is power. The only problem is finding time to actually play anything on there. I've had Farm Simulator 2022 or whatever downloaded for like 3-4 weeks now, and have just never been able to get on there. This is my jam. I found a $50 USD steal during a flea market. A 2010 Xbox 360 with 25 games and 2 controllers. I cannot quite tell, but I think that might even be like the redesigned. Hopefully it's not all sports games and like Modern Warfare 2 chucked on top, but looks like a good deal for $50. I mean, you can probably... Oh, there's more pics. Oh, there we go. So you've got the entire golden age of Call of Duty right there. You got a copy of San Andreas, Halo 3, and even some good driving games. That's like... Yeah, that's a good little mix. It is the redesigned 360. No Red Ring of Death, you're good. Yeah, I like seeing flea market deals. I like seeing those places find new homes or people getting a good flip out of it. I don't like seeing that stuff like rot in somebody's shed or attic or something. Looks like they've even got the slim model PS2 up here. Big bases loaded ass. Oh. Okay. So do I put that in the thumbnail or... I don't know. Alright, so if you're senile and can't figure out how to get me to stop playing on your TV, or you, by some crazy chance, like the content and you're still here, thank you very much for your support. Again, if you're on YouTube, check me out on Fruit Lab. This is where the main bulk of like all the content goes. It's a place where I can actually earn, even though I'm a small creator. It's a place where everybody earns. From your first upload or the first video you watch, you actually do get paid for watching videos on Fruit Lab. Now, I don't have an r/gaming playlist up here, but at this point I really need it. I've done 5 or 6 or probably more than that at this point. And on the flip side of that, if you're on Fruit Lab, click the link on my profile to go over to the YouTube channel. This is relatively new. The channel is under Game Facts. I've used those shorts to try and get a lot of attention over, and I'm also uploading select long-form videos as well. I just don't think they're going to get the traction that the shorts do. I mean, the reviews are in, it's great content. But as always, thanks for following, liking, subscribing, commenting, hitting the green face, and doing all the things you do, especially if you repost the videos on Fruit Lab so that your audience can see this stuff too. That's greatly appreciated. Very, very helpful right now. Thanks.